The sisterhood seems to need a reality check, so I guess I'll be the one to give it to you. First of all, you're not desirable. Let's start there. You have horrible attitudes and you behave like animals.
There's nothing that you can say that's going to take them into the real world because they live in delusion. They thrive in delusion.
What's your favorite thing about black men?
Nothing. Black men suck.
What's your
They're bad. They cheat. They don't care. I'm with the white boys.
favorite thing about black men?
Nothing.
So if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
So the sisterhood decided to poke the bear, and y'all know I was not feeling great. I was at home. I was minding my business. I'm just trying to get better so I can, put content out for you guys. And anybody who knows me know I do not bother people. I keep to myself. I'm usually working on content or projects around the house. But then I get online, and what do I see? A group of Black women attacking me over a video I did over a month and a half ago. And another girl just crashing out over a video I did a few days ago. And it just didn't stop. It went on for like 3 days straight. And I don't know if this is their form of bullying, but it doesn't work. Not with me, at least. I am not kidding. And honestly, one of them are probably still crashing out right now. So I made this video in response. Let's go ahead and take a listen. The sisterhood seems to need a reality check, so I guess I'll be the one to give it to you. First of all, you're not desirable. Let's start there. You have horrible attitudes and you behave like animals. Not to mention your own men don't want you, and when they do sleep with you, they leave you, and you breed destruction because your womb is cursed. You care more about aesthetic and Gucci, Louis, and Prada than you care about your children and making sure your children can read, and at the very least, making sure they're safe. This is why they're laid out in the streets. And do I have to add that your children are killing each other? Amazing. Y'all are the main ones that promote dysfunction. You support Sexy Red as she sell your children yellow discharge and gonorrhea lip glosses. Do I need to continue? And then you have the nerve to complain about Black men when you're the ones that's raising them. And when they raise children by themselves, they do a hell of a better job than you do. And then you have the nerve to shame Black men when you guys are doing God knows what for money behind closed doors. You're poisoning their children. And you are just dysfunctional all the way around. And the fact that you think that your aesthetic changes your mentality is amazing. And if you just see how you and your children act on social media, in the real world, just all the way around, it is disgusting because you are disgusting. And do I have to mention that you guys lead in everything that is negative? STDs, abortion, obesity, single motherhood. And you think you're smarter than everybody else when you're the dumbest group in America. And y'all swear everyone wants to be like y'all, but y'all just really want to be like white women, which you will never be. Now that right there is the reality check that the sisterhood doesn't want to hear. And if you're mad already, congratulations, you're a part of the problem. Because the truth is simple. The so-called sisterhood isn't empowerment. It isn't unity. It isn't love. It is a cult, okay? A delusional bubble where women hype each other up while secretly hating each other and betraying each other and destroying everything around them. So today we're going to pull back the mask off the sisterhood for what it really is. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am Carmen JC. Hit the like and subscribe if you're new here, or if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks or the buy me a coffee link below. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys. So what is the sisterhood? Might I say, plain and simple, it is a cult of fake unity, toxic dysfunction, and zero accountability. They act like they're empowering each other, but it's just dysfunction wrapped in glitter. They secretly hate each other, but they clap for each other's worst behavior because the rule is to protect the sisterhood at all costs. They call it support, but it's sabotage. They hype up degeneracy. They defend violence and clap for people like Sexy Red, like it is culture. Everything is inverted. What should be shameful gets celebrated. What should be honorable gets mocked. And the second that you hold them accountable, you're instantly labeled as a hater, a pick-me, or a mammy. And not to mention, they will all hop on you, tag team you like a pack of hyenas. Okay? Quite frankly, it is embarrassing, and I'm not the only one noticing it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this creator. She seems to have a problem with the sisterhood too. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Tell y'all about the sisterhood, right? If they love you, if they like you, you are the most beautiful thing in the world. Everything about you is amazing. But if they hate you, you're ugly. You're a mess. They don't want nothing to do with you, right? Because they don't live in reality, right? Those women have never been told the truth in their lives, right? And when they get pissed off or somebody triggers them, right, or they feel convicted, when they hear certain things, they don't know what to do but to insult. They don't know what to do but to try to argue about stuff that can't be argued or shouldn't be argued, shall I say. When it comes to these women, you cannot stoop to their level. You have to know how to rise above them and not feed into it, because they don't live in reality. Because there's nothing that you can say that's going to take them into the real world, because they live in delusion. They thrive in delusion. So that's why they where they are, right? And what you're saying doesn't make any sense, because why would it? So as I said, the sisterhood will tell you whatever you want to hear as long as you don't piss them off. Once you piss them off, baby, you'll really see what they really are like when you piss them off. That's what it really boils down to.
And it's not just her. Listen to one more creator who also seems to see some things wrong with the sisterhood. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Okay, I don't care what nobody say. I really cannot stand the sisterhood. Like, I cannot stand it. Like, even the name. Because I just feel like one thing that I cannot stand about women is that a lot of women only come together for dumb stuff. Like, they want to come together to talk about these men. They want to come together to talk about other people's business, talk about what the next chick got going on, talking about all this stuff that's irrelevant. But they don't want to come together for a reason that it actually makes sense. Like, women don't want to come together to talk about getting on no birth control. They don't want to come together to talk about holding each other accountable for their poor life decisions. They don't want to come together to get no money. Like, they don't want to come together for no reason of substance. Like, and it just be blowing me. Like, that's why I don't have no whole bunch of female friends, because it's like, you're not about to call my phone to not talk about shit. Like, a lot of these females don't be talking about shit, and it really be blowing me. Like, that sisterhood be blowing me. Like,
see what I mean? People are waking up to the reality that the sisterhood is toxic, it is fake, and it is destructive. And if you think it's empowerment, then you're either in denial or you're profiting from it. These women thrive in delusion because you have to be delusional to be unaccountable. It is disgusting. They don't care about anything outside of themselves, not even their children, not even their children's safety or if their children can read. It is alarming, okay? And that's why the sisterhood needs to be stopped. Now, inside the sisterhood, there is a pyramid. At the top, dysfunction gets dressed up in wigs, glam, and heels. You have people like Jasmine Crockett who throw public tantrums. She just acts like a complete clown and is embarrassing to the culture every chance she gets. Then you have people like Kamala Harris, who is arrogant, and she also indulges in the cult-like behavior, whether you count her as an official, member of the sisterhood. She plays a role. Fake leadership, fake empowerment, fake pride, just fake, fake, fake. And then you have people like Beyonce, who sells feminism and independence while pushing hypersexuality on little girls, then hide behind her marriage. Even like the times that she do her concert around like tax season, like every time she drops a concert, it is around that time, because she is not empowering you guys. She is exploiting you. And Ciara is another one. She is married to Russell Wilson, but she's always twerking, half naked. Like, she is single. She literally neuters him. Russell claps like he's a trained SEAL while she runs the show. And the sisterhood eats this up. They don't want Russells. They want Futures and little babies. But Russells are just the backup plan. This is why you see them asking Ciara, like, hey, Ciara, what is this prayer that you use to get this man? Because they want a man that doesn't hold them accountable, that just lets them run wild and just do whatever they want. This is why they admire her relationship so much. And then you have people like Sexy Red, who profits off of prostitution music, sells lip glosses that says booty hole brown and gonorrhea for kids. And somehow she is called relatable. No, she is selling destruction right to your children, and you guys are clapping and allowing it. And what do they all have in common? What do all these women have in common? They profit. Jasmine, Kamala, Beyonce, Ciara, Sexy Red, they milk the sisterhood for checks while their children pay the price. Now, at the bottom of the pyramid, you have the women on the Spirit Airlines fighting on Carnival cruises, stealing out of Walmart with their children in the card, animalistic and broken dysfunction on display. The only difference between Ciara at the top and the Walmart brawlers at the bottom is a stylist and a PR team. Same dysfunction, just different packaging. But here's the cycle. The bottom funds the top. They buy the music, they stream the shows, they vote for the politicians, and they copy the behavior. The top sells the dysfunction back down. Your kids get caught in the middle, okay? And the people in the middle, women like myself, women who are not a part of the 92% grounded in reality, focus mainly on family and dignity. Okay. But even here, we have people who are silent and complicit and don't speak up. And these people in the middle are the last line of defense. So if you're going to be a person that is in the middle, you have to call out this cult like behavior, because I am telling you, it will take down the entirety of Black culture. And you guys are not taking it serious, but do not come back to me when it happens, because it will happen if we keep going how we're going. And if you need more proof that this sisterhood is dysfunctional, just look at the entertainment that they consume. 10 seasons of Love and Hip Hop, wigs being thrown, bottles being thrown, men being passed around like hand-me-downs. Baddies is another one. Women fist fighting in rented mansions while yelling. Sisterhood between punches. Zeus Networks makes millions off of women acting like animals because women actually pay to watch it. And that behavior trickles down to Carnival Cruises brawls, Spirit Airlines flights, Walmart parking showdowns. The top sells the bottom how to act, the bottom copies, and the cycle spins. Behind closed doors, the same thing. They hype each other up in selfies. They drag each other in group chats. They clap for outfits, then they sleep with each other's men. That is not loyalty. That is betrayal wrapped in lip gloss. And these girls are the same women fueling alarming statistics when it comes to single motherhood, when it comes to obesity, STDs, debt, depression, raising criminals. The receipts are written in numbers. And that's why so many of these women are single, undesirable. They don't respect men. And that's why there's a constant war between Black men and women. And don't get it twisted. It's not just a battle. It is hate. They hate Black men. And if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and take a look at this clip.
What's your favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing. Black men suck.
They're
They're bad. They cheat. They don't care. I'm with the white boys.
What's your favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing.
Why you say that?
I don't like Black men. Not very many meet my standard.
What's your favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing.
Why-
They're just terrible.
Would you rather be trapped in a forest with a Black man or a bear?
Bear.
Why the bear?
Safer
Really?
than all men, yeah.
Would you rather be trapped in the forest with a Black man or a bear?
A bear.
A bear?
Like, what do you mean, a Black man?
A Black man, like a Black man.
Just a random Black man?
Yeah, a random Black man.
A bear. I would say bear.
Why did you choose your answer?
Because I don't like niggas.
Okay, period. What about you?
Because I don't know. I don't feel comfortable around just any type of nigga. Like, unless I'm with my folks, then yeah. But I ain't.
Facts. What about you?
Every man ain't trustworthy.
Oh.
Black women definitely hate Black men. And if you remember Kevin Samuels, he was doing the world's work. Let me go ahead and refresh your memory. Go ahead and take a listen.
So if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
God damn.
You can't get one. How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
180. As you can tell, I'm heavy chested.
Yes.
Like I'm,
But listen.
mm-hmm.
5'4", 180. You weigh more than a man. Hi. How old are you?
Guess.
Don't play with me. Guess these nuts. Overvaluing yourself. The fact that you're not as attractive as you think you are.
I don't want to argue with you.
You
But
don't have to. I mean, there is no argument to fact.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then.
God damn.
I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads.
Kind of understand why these men were calling him the Godfather. And when he died, the sisterhood celebrated because he was telling the truth. And the truth hurts. And don't believe me? Take a listen to this clip.
This man was a hypocrite, in my honest opinion. He really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, he was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace.
Absolutely disgusting. Kevin Samuels sparked the Red Pill movement. He did it single-handedly, and women didn't want to hear it. That's why dismantling the sisterhood is critical, because Kevin Samuels was in the process of getting this done. He was actually the one that was leading the charge on this. And now it takes people like myself, women like me, that is going to have to stand up to the sisterhood and let them understand why it is dysfunctional, why they need to be stopped. Because if we don't stop them, I know I just said this, but we are, you know what I mean? We're done. As Black culture, as Black women, we have to do a better job. And the sisterhood is not the answer. The sisterhood is the Trojan horse that is keeping the dysfunction going. Okay? So us as women, us as Black people, we have to do a better job, and we have to hold them accountable. We cannot keep letting them attack us and report us and try to get our pages taken down because they don't agree with us. They're going to be stopped, and I promise you this, I will be the one to lead the charge on that if it comes down to it, because I am not going to allow this to happen. Now, to be clear, this is not about picking on Black women. This is about the sisterhood. It is not rooted in unity, not rooted in love. It is a toxic, delusional bubble destroying men, children, families, and culture. Celebrities feed dysfunction to the bottom funds them right back. The middle women stay silent, and the community pays the price. The behavior is disgusting, it is inverted, and quite frankly, we cannot afford it. That is why the sisterhood needs to be dismantled. All right, guys, as promised, I'm going to get into some of you guys' comments. Irigen says, thank you for your time and work. You're intelligent, fierce, beautiful, never stop being you. Thank you so much, Irigen. I hope I am saying your name right. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your support to the channel, so thank you. Mike Lingo says, thanks. Thank you, Mike Lingo. Jason Ayala says, thanks. Things more Black people should speak up on. You are not alone. Just need more strong, courageous people like you. I totally agree. I think more people need to speak up against the code of Black culture. And I think a lot of people are scared of Black people because of all the crime they commit. I could be wrong. Quinn D. Eskimo said, I am glad you are feeling better. Thank you, Quinn D. Eskimo. I have actually been sick for like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. It is crazy that I've been sick this long because I usually am not sick, but then again, I am not vaxxed. So I don't know. It's like since COVID, I've been getting sick a little bit more than I usually would, but I don't know. That's another story for another day. Crazy for the River says, thank you. Love you, dear. Thank you so much, Crazy for the River. I appreciate your support. Woodrow God Shine says, keep up the good work. Let's Go Brandon says, thanks. I appreciate you. Let's Go Brandon. And your support for the channel. Ken Donahue says, you are a breath of fresh air. You pull back from the brink of just writing off Black folks, which is, I know it's wrong. So I'm glad I found your channel. Thank you so much, Ken Donahue. I am Black. I grew up around Black people my whole life, essentially, most of my life. And, I don't want to write Black people off because I know they're misguided. I know that they have the wrong information because I was much like them, not better than them at all because I had the wrong information. If one day we'll get into my story, but guys, I'm not a perfect person. And it took conservatism. It took me being accountable to be a better person. And that's why I do what I do today. All right. J. Kim says, you are a treasure, no doubt. I thank you and Mark Dice for all of your efforts and hard work. Thank you for your generous donation, J. Kim. I really appreciate you. And, I appreciate Mark Dice for just making this all possible and giving me that head start so I can be able to have these conversations with you guys and we can get to know each other and learn together. Mark Slater says, keep up the good work, young lady. I can speak for everyone by saying we really appreciate your take on the state of our society. I appreciate you so much, Mark Slater. You are always donating to the show. I really am trying to, shine a light on these issues so we can actually do something about it. We're not going to do something about the people at the top until we be able to work with each other to understand our own issues before we can address people at the top. So, yeah. Jay Calote says, hi, Carmen. I just watched Joel Gilbert's documentary about Trayvon Martin, which then brought up your YouTube video on the same subject. You do great work and covered his work with a keen eye and perspective. Thank you, Jay Calote. I think I'm saying that right. If you guys have not watched the Trayvon Martin episode that I did, I think it's imperative that everyone watches it because I was one of those people that was pro Trayvon Martin. And then when I started to wake up, I started to go look back into these things, and they just lied. They lied about everything. And I think that everyone should go watch it. So if you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and watch it. Rick Marsh says, with every episode, you lay out a kind of honest thoughtfulness that the rest of us can learn from. And that's something I think we all need. I want more like you, Carmen. Viva Carmen. Thank you so much, Rick Marsh. You're another person that supports the show all the time. You know, I try to, you know, lay things out in a way that I think everybody can understand. At least I try to. I know that some people thinks that I'm trying to bash people or stuff like that, but I really am not. I am really not that type of person. If anybody knew me personally, you would understand the type of person I am, and that I really just want better for Black culture, and I want better for this country. JJ says, thanks. JJ, I appreciate you so much. You are always supporting the show as well. I appreciate all of you guys, everyone that watch. And even if you're not donating, I still appreciate you. The donations help, but they are not the most important part. The most important part is the part where you like and you share this information with other people, because that is how we get the word out. You guys are so awesome and amazing. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I am Carmen JC. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or if you want to support the channel, hit the super thanks or the buy me coffee link in the description below. And as always, I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.
Conscious culture, we awaken and we learn. Fire in our spirits, watch the system as it burns. Question every lesson, let the real truth return. We break the mold, and now it's our turn.